The film opens as chocolatier Willy Wonka comes in a new city by ship. He is on his way to the gallery's gourmet to sell his treats, a hatful of dreams. He has to give up most of his money as he walks around the city, leaving him broke and without a place to stay. A big man named Mr. Bleacher finds Willy and tells him that he has a place for him. Bleacher takes Willy to the house he shares with Mrs. Scrubbit. They seem nice because they offer Willy gin and a place to sleep, but as Willy signs their contract, a young worker named Noodle tells him to read the small print first. Not at all. Next day, Willy goes to the town square to meet new people and show off his "You've never had chocolate like this" chocolate creations. He calls them hover chocks because they are made with a special flying bug. 3 chocolate shop owners in the area notice this: Arthur Slugworth, Fickelgruber, and Prodnose. They walk up to Willy and try some hover chocks. These people tell Willy it's the worst chocolate they've ever had, even though their faces show that they like it. Then they start to float because the bug is making them fly. Willy lets everyone else buy the chocolate, but the chief of police and Officer Affable take his goods away. Officer Affable does leave Willy with 1 sovereign, though, which he can use to pay for his room. When Willy goes back to Scrubbit and Bleacher, they throw a bunch of crazy charges at him and make him work for them for years to pay them off. He is thrown down the laundry slide and meets other people who were tricked by Scrubbit and Bleacher. These people include Abacus Crunch, a former accountant, Piper Benz, a plumber, Lottie Bell, a phone operator, and Larry Chucklesworth, a failed comedian. Noodle owes the most money and has to work the longest. Willy finds out in Noodle's room that he has never had chocolate before. After telling her that his mother taught him how to make chocolate and encouraged him to be creative, he uses his chocolate-making machine and special ingredients, like liquid sunlight, to make a chocolate with a lightning bolt on it. It tastes good to Noodle, but she doesn't think she'll get to try it again. Then Willy starts to think of a way to make more chocolate and tells Noodle that she will always have chocolate. The chief is seen going into a church and going underground with the help of the dishonest Father Julius. His meeting with Slugworth, Fickelgruber, and Prodnose is known as the chocolate cartel among their friends. They see Willy as a threat because they know his chocolate is good and because he sells it for low prices, which puts their business at risk. Once they have the chief's attention, the 3 bad guys offer him a huge amount of chocolate, Sweet Tooth, as payment for killing Willy. To keep things interesting, Willy and Noodle trick Scrubbit into thinking Bleacher as some kind of rich prince, and they also trick Bleacher into thinking Scrubbit likes him behind his back. Willy also uses their dog Tittles to make a machine that does the laundry faster and better, so the other workers can take a break. Then Noodle goes to the zoo with Willy because he said he needs giraffe milk for his next project. A guard is distracted by a truffle that makes him pretty drunk, and Willy goes to find the giraffe. They are successful, and he feeds the giraffe, whose name is Abigail, special mints. She then lets Willy milk her. Then Noodle shows Willy a ring around her neck that looks like the letter N on it. This is how Scrubbit learned to call her by her name. She tells Willy that her dream is to have a real home and family, for a moment, and he says he will help her find that. Willy tells the other workers what he is doing when he and his friend get home. Abacus tells him that the chocolate cartel not only controls the sales of chocolate in town, but they also keep records of their shady business dealings, which include watering down their chocolate and storing the extra in a vault under the church, watched over by Father Julius and 100 chocolate-loving monks. The others agree to help Willy sell his chocolate without getting in the way, even though they know there are risks. At first, Willy gives one of his giraffe milk macaroons to a man who doesn't have much confidence and tells him to wow his lover. He then sells more tasty things, "You've never had chocolate like this," reprise, and uses storm drains to get away from the chief. Chief figures out what's going on and starts telling men to watch the storm drains. At the same time, he has to deal with the fact that all the chocolate he's been eating is making him gain weight. Willy sets up a trap for the little orange man that has been taking his candy at night. Willy meets an Oompa Loompa called Lofty after the trap works. He says, Oompa Loompa, that Willy stole the cocoa beans from Loompaland and messed up his life. To get back home, he needs to get enough chocolate to pay Willy back. Willy is tricked by Lofty, who hits him with a cooking pan and takes his chocolate. Some people from the chocolate cartel watch Willy and figure out that Noodle is involved. They seem to know who she is and think that her participation is also a problem. After that, Slugworth goes to Scrubbit and Bleacher with a bad plan. The shop in the town square's keys are given to Willy by Noodle so that he can open it and sell his goods. He finally lets everyone in and shows off all the pretty sweets, like cotton candy clouds, edible flowers, and chocolate trees, a world of your own. Most of the people in the crowd love everything until their hair starts to grow and change colors too quickly. There is something in the chocolate called Yeti sweat that makes it poisonous, and Willy tries to warn everyone. People start to hate Willy and break things in his shop. An angry mother cuts down a chandelier, which starts a fire in the store. As Willy sits in the ruins of his shop, feeling sad, the chocolate cartel comes up to him and offers him enough money to pay off all of their bills to Scrubbit and Bleacher. In exchange, he must leave town and never make or sell chocolate again. Willy agrees, but not gladly, and gets on a boat to leave town, saying sorry Noodle. After a while, Lofty comes back because he thinks Willy owes him money. After that, Willy sees a mark on his hand from when Slugworth shook his hand hard. His ring looks a lot like Noodle's, which means that she and Slugworth are connected. Because he knows she is in danger, Willy chooses to go back. When he tries to tell the captain, he finds that the cartel has set off dynamite on the boat. He and Lofty jump ship before the boat goes off. Scrubbit lets Abacus, Piper, Lottie, and Larry go, but she tells Noodle that Slugworth paid her to poison the candies and keep Noodle there forever. Along with the other adults, Willy helps free Noodle. They plan to break into the chocolate cartel's secret and reveal their plan so that she is safe. The group takes Abigail from the zoo to the church to scare Julius and the monks. The cartel finds Willy and Noodle and points a gun at them when they try to sneak deep underground. It turns out that he is Noodle's uncle and that she is his niece because she is the daughter of his brother Zeppy. After he died, her mother asked Slugworth to take care of Noodle while she was sick, but he left her with Scrubbit and told her mother that she died so that he could get their chocolate wealth. Next, the bad guys try to drown Willy and Noodle in chocolate by throwing them into their vault. But first, Willy gives Slugworth a jar of his chocolate to give to Lofty if he sees him, but the three jerks eat it all. Just before the vault fills up all the way, Lofty finds the church and drains it, mostly so Willy can pay back his loan. And just as Slugworth, Fickelgruber, and Prodnose are about to leave, Willy and Noodle show up with the book that shows what they did. Adorable opens the book and finds the chief's name inside. The cartel tries to get away while the chief is being caught, but they start to float again. Willy tells them that they ate hoverchocks that made them fly better but took longer to respond. Willy turns on the fountain in the town square because he thinks that their reserves will keep them out of jail. Their chocolate then bursts, destroying them and sending them flying out of town without control. The people in the town then tried the chocolate because it has Willy's fixings in it. Willy goes back to selling chocolate and pulls out the last bar his mother made before she died. There is a note on it that says it doesn't matter how chocolate is made as long as it is shared with the right people. They then share with Noodle, Abacus, Piper, Lottie, and Larry. He then tells them that they all made some calls and found Dorothy Smith, Noodle's mother. She works at a library, and Willy finally takes Noodle to meet her mother. After that, Willy and Lofty go to an empty castle, where Willy plans to start making more of his famous sweets, pure imagination. Lofty thinks the loan is paid off, but he knows he's not very popular in Loompaland. Lofty decides to work for Willy when he offers him the job. Soon, Willy opens the chocolate plant that will make him famous all over the world. Lofty talks about what happened to the other actors during the credits. Abacus, Lottie, Piper, and Larry all went back to their old jobs and saw their friends and family again. But Scrubbit and Bleacher were caught tainting Willy's chocolate. When they try to drink the proof, it changes the color of their hair and face. The two are jailed and cry because they really did fall in love. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.